everyone, welcome back to Speed4 TLC. I'm still your host, Scalakitty. We are still here in the middle of our opening Spyro block, and as we kind of said, we did a little bit of a chair shuffle, because now we have Toro Knight, who's going to be running Year of the Dragon any percent for us. So, Toro, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself in this run once more, and our wonderful couch can also reintroduce themselves.
Hello everybody, my name is Toro Knight, and as you kind of may have been listening in the past hour and a half or so, I was on the couch for the Reignited 1 run, and now we're going to skip the second game and go straight into the third game, because third game is pretty darn fun. My name is Toro Knight, as I just mentioned, and with me are my two wonderful commentators. Why don't you introduce yourselves, you two?
Hi, I'm back. I'm Toasted Cat. I just did the last run.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I was commentating the last run. I still exist.
Yeah, nice little bit of a musical chairs type of moment. All right, so we are ready to go. We had a bid war to choose the skin like in the last run. Retro also won. Thankfully, I already had that inputted before this run even began. So without further ado, I'm ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, so Year of the Dragon is still at its core a collectathon, a 3D collectathon platformer, but the object is a little bit different. As opposed to Spyro 1, when we are rescuing dragons, we are instead now rescuing dragon eggs, which was stolen by our main boss, the sorceress, and our objective is just collect 100 eggs and trying to beat the sorceress. There's several home worlds where we're gonna go through every single one of them and go through a fantastical journey of really funny and interesting not glitches, but more so fun exploitation of some of the geometry in this level, like this first one. And thank goodness. So I'll explain in a second. See if I can get this. Ah, beautiful first try, Amy skip.
Nice.
There we go. That is a deceptively difficult trick to do. So I actually did two tricks. So the first one was I did a little bit of a hover to get to that cliff. I could have just gone into one that was like right next to me, but it would have triggered a dialogue cutscene. Okay, no. Okay, save. Okay, we saved it.
Nice.
When we want to try to avoid talking to Bianca, who is the sorceress's right-hand woman, and almost every single homeworld has a unskippable Bianca dialogue cutscene, but in almost all of them, we have figured out a way to basically avoid that unavoidable cutscene, if you can wrap your head around that one. So that trick that I did at the start of this homeworld, where this level called Mile Skip, it's basically our first use of trying to basically get abuse of the shortcomings that I mentioned of the geometry. The hitboxes in this level are a little bit deceptive. They sometimes extend and don't reach out nearly as much as they visually look like, and so we're going to use that for a lot of the gliding purposes, to basically keep our glides as long as possible and basically sequence break a lot of the levels. By the way, there's Hunter, our best friend, sidekick, I don't know what you want to call Hunter in this game. He was introduced in Spyro 2, which obviously we're not playing here. So this is, we're going to be using nice little wall glide to kind of sequence break this, and one of the best wall glides in the game to save like a ton of time. And beautiful. Ooh, nice 6 for 6 on some of the early tricks in these first two levels at the very least.
Yeah, this run's going good so far. Good start.
So one thing that we also want to do, obviously, you saw how important gem collecting was as the main collectible in this game. It's still the same here. However, gems serve a different purpose in this game. There's an NPC called Moneybags, which, again, introduced in Spyro 2. Unfortunately, Spyro 2, for if you want to know some of the characters in this game, Spyro 2 is required reading class. But yeah, Moneybags serves as an obstacle for a lot of levels. Like, he blocks off certain portions of the levels, and you have to pay him X amount of gems to be able to bypass those obstacles. However, we have been able to kind of figure out a way to nearly go through every single mandatory check in the run and avoid paying money back. There's one in the game that we're not gonna see until the very end where we have to pay money bags. And in addition, there's the main mechanic, or the main gimmick. The main gimmick of this game is the animal buddies that Spyro has. Every homeworld has a special gimmick animal companion where we have to go through their respective levels in order to advance to the next homeworld. Here in Sunrise Spring, it's Sheila the kangaroo, and we have to pay money bags for every single animal buddy that we have to rescue. So here, at the very least, we have to get at least 300 gems, and it's really not a big deal. We're already almost at almost 300 already. And some of these levels, the way they are structured is you have to collect X amount of eggs just to be able to enter their respective levels. But this level is nothing really interesting. So now's a good time for any messages, announcements, donations, whatever.
Yeah, I can remind folks about our open incentive right now. That is for Borderlands 2, which will be later on this evening, and that's going to be a 2-player any percent run by Emerlin and Shockwave. It's going to be a really, really fun time. And chat, if you want even more Borderlands 2, we have that incentive open for an extra glitch exhibition. So we need right now $75 to be able to clear out that, make it so that way it happens. I mean, you all were really fantastic earlier today. Make it so that way when we get to Kirby and the Forgotten Land, we got our incentive met for that. So we'll be having a really cool hardest arena showcase, which I'm very excited for as a Kirby fan. But there's a lot more to be excited for this weekend. Go ahead and use exclamate schedule in chat if you would like to see all the runs that we have coming up.
So one thing mechanics wise you're gonna see in this level right now that you did not see because it wasn't the thing in Spyro 1 is underwater swimming, and that's something we're gonna do a couple of times throughout the run. And no, missing that chest is fine. It's not the end of the world.
It's 5 gems. It's 5.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go through virtually one of my favorite tricks in the run. But Tozuka. Oh no. Ooh. Anyway, Tozuka, why don't you explain kind of what is going? Oh no. Oh. Are you kidding?
Oh no.
That is.
I'll just jump over the ledge and die. No, you can't do Sheila. You have to.
Oh,
go
that's
out.
right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, it's just. Hopefully you can get zapped by Zoe.
I don't know if I did. Wow, that's a new. I don't think there's no way the barrel actually hit it. We're gonna have to check the instant replay on it.
Oh, you have to quick level. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh boy. This is.
I've never seen that happen to anyone.
I've never seen. Well, stop me if you heard this one, Chad. I've never seen that in a marathon run before.
I've never seen that in any run before, personally. So what Toro was trying to do there is there's some weird collision on that wall, and if you purposely get squished by this barrel to take a hit, and then when the next barrel comes, you use the iframes and jump. You're gonna see he's gonna get squeezed through the wall right there, and then go to this trigger for the Sheila. So normally you have to buy this character from Moneybags and unlock her and go beat her level before you can play as her, but since you can out of bounds right to the portal, you don't have to. And what actually ended up happening to Toro is he bonked the barrel on accident, and it killed the guy that throws them, and he didn't realize it, so he had to go try and die to reset the enemy and like get him to come back, but then he actually got a checkpoint which saved the enemy as dead, so he had to re-enter the level to get it to come back.
The funny thing
and
is
like we were saying...
The funny thing is, wow, thanks Sparks. Sparks is kind of snapping on the job. Oh, Sparks is snapping.
Yeah, these are a lot of dead gems. You don't know that?
Oh boy. Sparks is supposed to be collecting almost all of these gems, and he has not collected a single one. That's great. So the seashell is going swimmingly. But
Pun
yeah.
intended.
Yeah. Pun very.
I'm waiting for you to. I'm waiting for the pun text.
Oh,
When are you done it?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm gonna have to do a pun tax donation.
Yes, donate for puns. Donate for your pun tax. Give me more dragon puns to read. That was fun.
But yeah, no, that whole mess back there, I literally have never I've never seen that before in a run. I don't even think the barrel was aimed at the Rhinoc, which is the name of these henchmen. I don't even think it was near, so that was exceptionally bizarre.
I don't think it was either. I'm not entirely sure what happened.
But you know what that means? That means we are going to I think my gem count is fine. 382. Yeah, no, my gem count is okay. It's an okay gem count. So basically the reason why I'm paying attention to how many gems I collect is obviously as opposed to 120, where we collect every gem. And here we have to be as efficient as possible in collecting gems. Throughout the run, we have to collect 2,300 gems for the 80% round. However, we only have to worry, wow, fantastic. We only have to worry about 2,000 of them. The other 300 for that final checkpoint, the final 300 gems, we're gonna get them naturally, and we don't have to worry about grabbing them at least. In fact, I'd be surprised if we are under 400 gems when those final 300 comes to play. But
I
yeah.
think you get nearly 400 just like not even going out of your way at the end of the game. You end up way over without even trying.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, this is a flight level, kind of similar to Spyro 1. But this one, it's a little bit more colorful with the variety of the obstacles that you need to hit. This is actually only the only flight level in the entire run because they are slow.
Actually, a speedway, not a flight level.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a fake runner of this game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the difference is they're called speedways now because if you notice, Tor actually has supercharge whenever he's charging, which in Spyro 1 you did not have supercharge in the flight levels.
And another unique little thing that was introduced in Spyro 2 is that there are additional objectives beyond the traditional flight/speedway level. And we are playing as Hunter, our one and only time to playing Hunter throughout this run, and that went flawlessly. Beautiful.
Nice.
And now comes our first real big instance of guide booking, where we basically just went out of our way to get to Cloud Spires. There's nothing to collect in Cloud Spires, but it is the closest level to where we want to go next, which is free up Sheila, and the actual, which is the real time where we're actually getting to play as her, not the little sandcastle-y thing that cost me a ton of time. Looking at my life split, it cost me like about 46, 47 seconds, at least loadless. Which, you know what? Funny enough, this is still PBable. That's... But yeah, that's Moneybags. I love his design in Reignited, because it perfectly captures the smugness that is Moneybags. Everyone hates him. He's such a perfectly hateable villain throughout this game and Spyro 2.
Yeah.
But one thing you're kind of notice now with Sheila is more of deals more with vertical platforming as opposed to Spyro being more of a overall just regular 3D platforming. And she's got obviously different abilities compared to Spyro. Is mainly kicking and getting to like stomp down on enemies as you saw back in Seashell.
And jump high.
And jump very, very high. You're right. And so in every single level, we have to basically beat the level normally, which also nets us a couple of dragon eggs, which they are pretty easy to get. They don't waste a ton of time. And a lot of these levels, especially Sheila, you get a ton of gems.
Yeah.
And we're very close to actually getting to our first boss. And trust me, unlike Spyro 1, these are actual legit bosses this time around. Not the kindergarten version of bosses that you saw with Jacques and Blowhard and Tosi and stuff.
There are definitely more bosses, but the first two still are still not very hard.
They're not hard, but if I mess up a cycle, or I get unfortunate death here, or not death, but an unfortunate hit that is unplanned. There we go. I have to wait an extra half second because there's a really interesting quirk of this game. You're all gonna love it. If I menu too fast and get to the home world, there is a chance that I get soft locked, and by that I mean I cannot skip this cutscene. Which I just did. If that cutscene, if I had gotten soft locked, I would have been, we would have been stuck watching the entire cutscene, and it's like 2 minutes long each. So, one of my main objectives of this run, don't get the cutscene crash. So thankfully we are one for 4, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
1 for 5. Wait.
Yeah, you know.
No, it's 4.
Yeah.
No, it's 4. You're right.
Okay. So this is our first boss, Buzz. Really nothing special to him. It's just his main gimmick is just going to be buzzing around. Ooh, that was close. That was very close. Is basically buzzing around the arena after you have you send them flying into the lava pit. And this is a very precarious situation. There we go. Ooh, and there's a fodder right there. Ooh, that could not have been more perfect placement. And what we do is we kind of stand in those little corner, like almost teetering on the edge, because that actually interrupts his spin cycle, and the spin cycle is very, well, not very long, but it's still quite lengthy. And this is a level, this is actually, I would say, the first real point in the run where runs can die if you're trying to go for something really, really difficult. Or in terms of getting the early skips on the Buzz strat. But yeah, that is Homeworld 1 in the books. We're already, like, I would say, like, a quarter of the way there, believe it or not.
Yeah. A little bit more than that.
You know, that was actually a pretty good buzz. I was actually a little bit nervous, but aside from that one weird mishap, and oh, by the way, there we go. If we actually had stepped foot outside right before where we jumped in at the start of this homeworld, there was actually an unskippable Bianca cutscene where if we just jump and get a nice little glide, we actually get out of the trigger zone for that cutscene. So we are actually going to do that 2 more times and hopefully be able to get it right. But what? Okay, that was weird. But yeah, Enchanted Towers, fun little interesting quirk about this is that we can skip to the very end of the level in just a second. And it takes a very precise boosted jump and a perfect hover to be able to get to it. Gonna take quite a, see if I can get this. Ah, there we go.
Nice. First try.
That little bit of platforming is a little bit harder than it may seem. Getting a boosted jump basically means, or at least the way I do it, I thought I hit him. Basically, getting that boosted jump just means we have I'm basically charging, and then right as I'm finishing up my charge, I also hit the jump button. But it has to be done in a way where it's not like I stop charging and then jump, or I do a charge jump, which is different from a boosted jump. It's there's a very finite, there's a very precise timing to it. So I'm very glad we actually got to. We need only one try. But yeah, nothing really interesting with the skateboarding. This skateboarding section is the real time save here is not in the tutorial, which funny enough, this is actually not the first point in the run where in the game where you can actually skateboard. So it's funny how you're actually being taught how to skate after you already have the ability to skate is right here. Normally it would ask you to go off of that big big rail, but if we just go all the way over here to our left and just do a nifty little trick, we can skip quite a bit. That was actually pretty good skateboarding right there. It's the weird little quirk about the skateboarding section is that there are invisible hitboxes where there is no visual indicator as to what's good and what's bad. If you hit those invisible hitboxes, you immediately crash and burn and you lose quite a bit of time. By the way, shout out to one of my favorite dragons in the game, Mingus. Such a funny name. Kat, Jamie, what are your favorite dragon names in this game?
Noodles and Dwight, cause Office.
I like Noodles.
Oh yeah, Noodles is great. Noodles is. Would you say Noodles is probably the most famous dragon egg in this game? This whole category named after all.
I was gonna say there's the only one with a category named after.
All right. Let's see if we can get that fancy. Ah, beautiful first try. Yeah, what I just did was a very, you kind of saw it, if you saw Cat's Run, you kind of saw something similar a couple of times where I would just hug the wall, and I'm basically using that to conserve Spyro's kind of momentum with the height. And thankfully, I was able to get a nice little, a nice little like 6-7 second time save as opposed to having to go for the level normally. And then there's also a bit of time save right here called Maynard Skip. The cannons have a tiny hitbox where you can stand on it, and it's just high enough for you to be able to actually go beat the game, get to that egg. Non-intended. And here comes, I think this is off the top of my head, I think one of 2 supercharged segments in the entire run. So it's not as flashy as Cat's supercharging, but this is still like, it saves like a lot of time compared to if you have to do this normally. But now we just go all the way in reverse, and Thief has no choice but to run into us.
Nice. Yeah, the Thief there has like a predetermined path. It can't tell if you're behind it. It'll just, as soon as you get close, it'll run its path, so you can come up from behind. It'll run straight into you.
Yeah, and we're actually going to do something similar once we get into Bamboo Terrace, which is 3 levels from now. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's a little bit weird. Never seen the Thief turn around like that before. But yeah, basically, we try to bait the Thief into start running, but then we get out of its zone where it will start moving the moment we get close to it. And basically try to get the Thief a little bit earlier than expected. Oh, by the way, this is our second animal buddy, Sergeant Bird. He's a penguin. He loves rescuing hummingbirds. In fact, he loves rescuing the hummingbirds so much. We are not going to rescue a single one in this entire run. Which is funny because at first the game makes you think rescuing the hummingbirds is the main objective of the level. It's not. In fact, it's completely optional.
Yeah, it's a side thing. There's a second, like the main egg. So we haven't actually talked about this, but every level has an end of level egg, which is like then you bait the main objective of the level, get to the end, save whoever. And getting all the hummingbirds free is actually a side objective in this level, not a main one.
Yeah, the main objective of this level is literally get to the halfway point of the level. This is not even the whole level. There's an entire second half to this level that we're not going to explore.
I mean, that is the end of the level. There's just a couple like side areas.
Yeah, but well, there's also like the inside, like under the starting area where you get to rescue the final hummingbird, I think, where it takes quite a bit to actually navigate.
Yeah.
All right. here comes a really funny thing. Here's a fun little bit of trivia with Spooky Swamp. Spooky Swamp is the only level in the game where it is optimal to quit game as you get in, because this is the only level in the game, no matter what platform you play this on, where the timer starts running even though you still can't actually move. And the optimal strat would be, and it saves you like 2-3 seconds, is to actually quit the game and then go back, and then you're able to very freely move around the level with minimal time loss. And also it recovers your health, which is one thing we haven't touched about. So in case for anyone that was not there for Cat's Run, Sparks, the little dragonfly that's been accompanying you this entire run. It's basically your main gem collecting tool. Like, he will home in on gems and collect them, and then he will also be your health indicator. When it's yellow, it means you're at full health. Blue means you can take 2 more hits before you die. Green, 1 more hit before you die, and then no sparks. Next hit, you die. So one thing about Reignited is the moment you quit game and you re-enter game, and oh, that was weird. The moment you quit game and re-enter, you automatically have all your health back, which is crucial because a level like Sergeant Bird is very annoying in terms of getting hit, because Sergeant Bird's rockets kind of drift a little, and it becomes super annoying to actually be able to lock on enemies, and you run the risk of getting hit. So it's good to be able to have that break in Spooky, to be able to recover all your health.
Yeah. Are you not doing the end of level?
No, it's oh, come on. So there's a end of level trick that I'm gonna be honest, I'm not fully consistent enough yet that I feel confident showing it off. Because there is so what you're supposed to do, if you remember from the start of the level in Sunny Villa, is you basically are abusing the level geometry and the hitboxes and being able to keep your glide. But in this one, you are actually able to rise very much high up and get to a point near the end of the level. And it is a time save. It's only a time save if you're able to execute a first try cleanly, because even a sloppy first try and you either don't save time or you actually lose a little bit of time. So I'd rather go at it a little bit more safe. Okay, actually I need to quit time for a second. There we go. Yeah, so that's
Steve.
Yeah, so that thief, we basically kind of YOLO it for a little bit in terms of trying to get him, because we have to fly. If you get close to it, that thief will automatically fly into it automatically start running. Ooh, I don't know if that may have been a little bit too fast. Hopefully not. And what we do is we try to fly kind of almost out of bounds, and then make our way back and turn into land to then trigger, which forces the thief to come in, and then we use an audio cue to tell. Okay, no, okay, we're good. And we use an audio cue to tell if we are able to trigger it, and we wait like a couple of seconds before flaming. And it's, once you kind of get the timing down, it's very, very consistent. All right, so any one of you wanted to explain the second boss, because I hate this boss so much.
Jamie, you want to do that?
Yeah. So this boss is fun. I really like this boss, but you can get some really terrible RNG with this. Basically, there are different phases. The first phase, you get these like orange rocks that you have to charge into directly at Spike. Do that a few times to get into the second phase. Second phase, you get these red orbs. When you pick them up, you get this like super flame that you just kind of flame Spike with. You do that 2 times, and then you get to a third phase where you get the purple rocks, which you basically just aim at him and shoot. But the fun thing about this level is it's notorious for the first phase getting something called Randy rocks, where all your orange rocks are either gonna just be on the complete opposite side of the arena from you, so Spike will just run and hit them before you can get them, or it'll land directly on Spike and Spike just destroy him. Randy rocks are just an interesting thing, and it's funny level and fun boss.
We actually haven't talked about this, but there is something about there's a very interesting programming detail about Spyro 3 with the original Spyro 3. Of the original trilogy, Spyro 3 introduced something called adaptive difficulty, where if you do certain actions, or if you fail to do certain actions, or you die too many times, the game internally makes the game more difficult or easier, and that applies to bosses. In the original game, Spike actually requires 9 hits if we are to do like a regular 100 egg run, which is basically the Reignited equivalent of this category of 100 egg. And it takes 9 hits. Spike is way more aggressive, and you don't have any fodder to deal with. However, in what we just fought was the quote-unquote easy mode version of this boss. Oh, that was unfortunate.
Oh.
Took a little too wide. There we go. But yeah, and as you'll notice, this entire game actually operates under the old PS1 easy mode version of this game. So technically, no matter what, you are playing the easiest version of Spyro 3 when you're playing Reignited, if you were to apply the PS1 adaptive difficulty standards. So the next homeworld that we got going on, Fireworks Factory, there's nothing real interesting about it for most of it, but there is one cool little skip, but that's closer towards the end. So I think now's a good time for any messages, any announcements, or donations, or whatever. Now would be a good time.
Yeah, always happy to do so. Letting chat know, just kind of like, a little reminder of, what we're here to raise money for, and that's the Transgender Law Center. They are a multidisciplinary organization that advances the movement for transgender and gender non-conforming people using an integrative set of approaches, including strategic litigation, policy advocacy, educational resources and efforts, movement building, and the creation of programs that meet the needs of transgender and gender non-conforming communities. So if you would like to help us support the Transgender Law Center, you can go ahead and use !donate in chat. Right now, as far as open incentives go, we still have our Borderlands 2 glitch exhibition. We're looking for $75 to clear that out and make it so that way we have more Borderlands later on today. And as a reminder, you can also use !schedule in chat to see the full schedule of all the amazing games and runners that we'll be featuring over the course of this weekend.
All right, that was brilliantly timed, because now we're actually at that point to skip. So this is called Sam Skip. So we just gotta wait for this Rhinoc, and nice damage boost, and boom, we've skipped the entirety of this side area where we have to go beat up a bunch of Rhinocs, and I mean a lot of them. So that little fun little damage boost allows us to skip the entirety of that minigame.
Yeah, normally it'd probably take like 30-40 seconds to get through there and do it the intended way.
All right, gem count wise, 617. That's a little low, so gonna have to do some extra work to try to make sure, because now we're trying to get to 1,000 gems, and we only have 2 levels before we get to the point where we need 1,000 gems, because that is gonna be our 3rd and final animal buddy that we are going to rescue. Pay attention to the wording of what I just said, that we are going to rescue, because there's actually more, but we'll worry about that when we get there. So the next level is Charmed Ridge, or as some people like to call it, Cursed Ridge. It is arguably the hardest level in the entire game, arguably. If either of you want to kind of explain all the fun little things that makes this level so unique.
Yeah. So, first of all, the enemies in this level can be a little annoying in certain spots. There is a couple of tricky platforming things that will be coming up on. It'll be a little easier to like show it when we get there, so we'll just wait a second. But yeah, Tor's gonna be running through here, dodging some of these enemies. Bunch of moving platforms in and out. The first little trick here is gonna be a perfect hover up onto this like chest piece, which lets you skip having to go around and buy. First of all, buy money bags. It's like $700 they can raise the stairs the intended way, and have to run around and go over here the intended way. So you're gonna be able to skip straight up here to this egg. Then coming down here, there's a fireball power up for us, which I don't think we've. Oh yeah, we did see before in the midday homeworld, but yeah, just let Spyro shoot fireballs instead of normal fire, which Toro will be using in a second. If it goes well, he will be able to snipe an enemy early, or a couple of enemies early. He's gonna try and get this one right here. Oh, I guess he does it slightly different.
All right, let's see if I can go.
Snipe that one, yeah, and then this one over here. Oh, you go for the third even.
Unfortunate. I got greedy. That's fine. That's fine. The important one is the first one. Is getting to deal with that. There we go.
Yeah, because that first enemy he sniped actually lowers a bridge, like you saw the cutscene play, and that makes us have to go around later on when he comes out of this minigame and goes towards the end of the level. And then the second enemy he tried to hit is the one that controlled the moving platforms, so he was, if he killed that enemy, he could have just went straight up, but instead he had to wait a little bit on the cycle, which isn't a big deal.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, going into here, this is a, like, it's called Jack of the Beanstalk, like, minigame. You can see, I guess, mushroom stock, because there are mushrooms in this. But it's supposed to just be like a little puzzle. There's two different kinds of mushroom seeds you can spit, and they do different things. We kind of just, what you can do is either if you charge before you try and hover, normally they don't let you, like, immediately glide or hover to make it a challenging, but if you either charge right before, or you, like, give yourself a second bounce, you can hover, and then that just lets us get way higher than you're supposed to, and skip all the way around. The wall that he just got on and then talked to get to this guy was not supposed to. You're not supposed to get up there. Yeah, you're looking good on gems now, though. You should be more than fine.
Yeah, 932 is fine. Yeah, the good news is Charm Bridge is a level with a lot of gems, so thankfully I'll be able to take advantage of that. I'm gonna be at
and we still got one more level for you to make up gems too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shoutouts to Stubby, another great name.
Yeah, Stubby's a phenomenal name. I think Stubby might be my second favorite. I think my top 3 favorite names is probably, 1 is Mingus, 2nd Stubby, 3rd Thelonious, which is the end of level egg for Spooky Swamp.
Mm-hmm. The dragon egg names in this game are a lot sillier than the adult dragon names in the first game. In a lot of cases.
All right, here comes Lost Fleet, which, fingers crossed, this could be an exceptionally good level, or, well, great start. What is going on? Hello? Okay, there we go. Wow, it's been a while since it took me that many tries to get up there. Basically, we just skipped to the very top portion of the end of the level, but we're not going to get to the end of the level because there are several eggs that we want to get beforehand. And the main this will either saves the run or kills the run. In a lot of instances, the subs. There's a submarine shooting minigame. And depending on how you do things, you could either save a lot of time or you could lose like 30-40 seconds. Subs.
Yeah, do you want me to explain this while you focus?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way this minigame is supposed to work is you swim around in your sub. You see the green rings that are like in between each sub. That's like a lock-on system. You're supposed to follow them long enough so that they all turn red, and then when you shoot it, like the missile homes in. But if you see what Toro's trying to do is like no scope them, basically. He's trying to turn the corner. See, if you break line of sight, then the like lock-on breaks. Yeah, you can just, if you route it well enough, you do know where all the sebs end up, and you can just like no scope them and then just shoot them all without having to wait.
Yeah, that was 5/6 of that subs went very, very well, and it was just that last one. Very annoying.
Yeah. Which happens. It's very normal. Subs is very hard to do.
Yeah, and there's a second version of this minigame.
Yeah.
That'd be-
Yeah, a lot of minigames in this game will have like a part 2 where it's like the same minigame but harder. They make a little change, and their subs 2 adds an extra sub, and they can actually shoot you back and kill you. So there's a harder version.
But yeah, no, this is it's very, very difficult to get like if you miss one sub, it runs the risk of kind of just upending that entire minigame segment, and it's very like once you lose, it's like
it's a snowball.
Yeah,
it gets worse and worse.
Yeah, it's like you give an inch and the game takes a mile in that sense. All right, gem count, I'm good, so I don't need to bash the head. Actually, we're gonna be we're gonna be exactly 1,000 gems. Wow,
perfect.
It's like I almost done that. Okay, let's see. I'm actually gonna go for this draft. See if
Ooh, that looks like you got it.
There we go.
Oh, nice,
beautiful
good job. Yeah, so normal or like the safer way to do that is to you got the 10 and ruined it. How'd you do that?
But you know what? I got 10. Sorry, that is force of habit. That's a force of habit deal.
Yeah, that jump he went for. You can jump to the right instead, and there's a ladder that you can grab onto to get a little bit more height and then go for it. But you can just barely make it straight to that egg, and it's a little bit faster. And then the 1,000 gems we needed was for this side character, Bentley, which is the last one we will be playing as in this run.
Yeah. At least the last new character.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, yeah. All right. Not much to this level. It's just basically help out your dorky brother Bort. I'm not going to call him Bartholomew, his actual name, because he's that much of a dork. Come on. Did it work? Yes.
Nice.
Good seal cycle. Just barely missed. So basically, this is a cycle-based level with these seals, and what I just did was just barely make the cycle, and I'm talking like if I was even 0.2 of a second slower, this would not have worked, and I would have lost like 7 seconds. But yeah, this is our kid brother Bort, and he's annoying. I don't like him. I don't think there's a single fan of Spyro that actually likes him. And don't worry,
I love it.
Always a contrarian, Jamie.
I have to be.
All right. There's not much else to this level, but Kat, if you could explain the linchpin of the run that is coming up, because I need to focus on what's coming up.
Yeah, you want me to start explaining rocket storage?
Yeah, because it's gonna take a while to explain it.
Yeah. So we are going back to the Evening Lake homeworld right now so that we can go to the next homeworld and the next boss fight, which is going to be Scorch. And the way this boss fight works is he's a big like bat creature that flies around the arena, and Bentley's there to help you, and he throws out rockets. And these rockets can either be green or red. Now the green ones, you only get one rocket, and it will automatically home into the boss and hit him, so it's an easy hit. But the ones we want are red ones, because you actually get 50 little rockets. And even though it's 1 versus 50, they do the same amount of damage. So if you pick up one red rocket, you can have enough ammo to, like, kill him. But the important part of this is going to be called rocket storage, which is the biggest trick in the run. So what Toro is going to try to do throughout the fight is manipulate Bentley to leave 2 red rockets on the ground, just like floating around the arena. And the reason he wants to do that is because there is a pool of 6 rockets that Bentley can throw. 4 of them are green, 2 of them are red, and it's like I said, it's a pool. So like, if once he throws out 2 reds, he can't throw out anymore until you either pick them up or they despawn. And Toro wants there to be only green rockets, because if you time the final hit on Scorch at the right time and have Bentley throw a rocket right after he dies, the rocket will stay on the arena after Scorch is dead, and you can pick it up and take it with you to the next homeworld, and that lets us shoot a plane that a thief is on and teleport us to somewhere that will save us having to pay money back for 1,000 gems. So it's I know that was a lot and it's gonna be confusing, but it'll hopefully make more sense when you see it actually happen. So right now Toro's running around. You can see he's picked up his red rockets. He needs to kill Scorch, and he's letting Bentley throw rockets to just leave on the arena. And hopefully he can get 2 red ones. I think that's the first one.
4.
Or was that the second?
5, 6.
Oh, that's 2. Okay.
8, 9. 10. There we go.
Oh,
Hold,
nice.
hold,
Just make sure you pick
hold.
it up.
Man,
Perfect. Nice. Let's go.
I'm not kidding when I say this. This is by far, and it's not even close, by far the most pressure-filled trick in this entire run. And I'm gonna be honest, that was executed almost flawlessly.
That was pretty much perfect, yeah.
Oh man, thank goodness I did all that practice before we did the run. But yeah, you kind of just maybe you may have picked me up just kind of silently talking. One thing about it is that Bentley basically throws a rocket every 8 or 9 seconds, and there's a couple of factors that also determine when exactly he throws it. And it's funny, Kat and I were talking about it before the run earlier this morning, and it's kind of like almost like a vibe thing and knowing figuring out when exactly he's gonna throw that rocket. But I am so glad we actually show off rocket storage. It would not have been the biggest deal in the world if we had missed it, because we have a backup strat for that it does lose us like 2.5 3 minutes, but we're still well under estimate pace right now. But yeah, you kind of just saw he's just throwing all these green rockets everywhere, and unfortunately getting a being teleported all the way up to where that plane thief is, that unfortunately ends the rocket storage trick, but it did its job.
Yeah, not that there's much you could have done with it anyways if we didn't keep it, but
yeah, no, this saves a ton of time. Like, oof. And we had no cutscene crashes either throughout the entire run, so this is well on pace to be underestimate.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if it wasn't for the mishap at Seashell Shore, like this would almost be close to PB pace right now. And at the very least, I'm happy to have shown off the Amy skip first try, rocket storage first try, actually this is the first time in a while that I've had a good first 3 bosses. Like, usually in my runs I mess up at least one of the bosses, but so far I'm pretty darn good. Pretty darn good.
Yeah, this run's been going really solid so far, except for a little mishap at the start. And
we still have no idea what the heck happened at Seashell Shore, because pretty sure that that Reinhard actually didn't die, but you know.
I went back and looked in the VOD. By the way, you hit the barrel into him. That's what happened.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, see if I can get this. There. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, first try. That is a weird setup. That is.
I was gonna say, I don't like that setup at all.
I did not like that setup, but it worked.
That's actually my usual setup, believe it or not. So
no, I believe you. I just didn't like it.
So okay, so what I just did was something called torch jump, where there's a very small hitbox on top of the torch, and it just gives us enough height to be able to get to the very end of the level. And okay, there we go. And there's actually a couple different positions where you can do it. I know Kat does a slightly different run where you're trying to like hug the wall almost, right? And when I
have a couple different setups. I don't know. I haven't run this category in like 3 years.
But yeah, the cool thing about it is that there's a lot of different ways. Ooh, very good snipe. Love to see that. So yeah, so tanks 2, the main deal is you want to try to see if you can snipe these enemies from behind. There we go. Ooh, double snipe. Love to see that. Yeah,
so these guys will try and hide behind the pots until you get close so you can't shoot them, but because they kind of like move around the pot to hit you. If you shoot one side and then go to the other, they'll move up. Oh, you almost just fell off.
Oh my god. Wait, actually, I didn't even know. Can I fall off?
Yeah, you can. You can fall off there. You literally sank on the corner and almost fell, and then you came back up. That was crazy.
Oh my god. Wow.
But yeah, the guys in the far back will try and hide behind the pots, but if you shoot one side and go to the other, it baits them to like into the shot, and you can kill them early. Okay, just one more egg here, and then we'll be leaving this level. I don't know if we ever actually said it, but the goal of this run is to collect 100 eggs so that we can get into the final boss. So
Yeah, no, I said at the start.
okay.
But yeah, we've
So we are. This is the last time we are just going for eggs now. We
Yeah.
did mention earlier there is one more thing we need to buy, but there are so many gems in this last homeworld that you can like purposely ignore going for gems, and you will still pick up enough just because there are so many in the way.
Come on. Get the right. I missed the whirlwind. So close. All right, Dino Mines, there really isn't anything too spectacular beyond this initial trick that I'm going to do, and hopefully it works out. First of all, we have to go over here. This is a secret little hidden egg. Beautiful. All right.
Ooh, nice jump.
All right.
Yeah,
and-
so that jump is not intentional. You can just barely get around that corner and make it to the next around. Skips a good bit of the level.
Yeah, and now we just basically go through the rest of the level as intended. So actually, this might be one of, if not the last times, we'll have like a bit of a breather, nothing too extravagant. So good time for any donations or any messages or any announcements or anything our wonderful hosts would like to say. Wow, thanks, Dino.
Yeah, sure thing. We received a $10 donation from Irene V, so thank you very much for that donation. It is deeply appreciated. Just so you know, chat, we are actually just $15 away from hitting over $400 already raised during the first 2 runs of this event, which would be a really fantastic way to start off the weekend if you would like to support all that. And just another reminder as to why we are here. We're here supporting the Transgender Law Center. Founded in 2002, the Transgender Law Center is the largest national trans-led organization advocating for a world where all people can define themselves and their futures. They are grounded in racial justice and legal expertise, and TLC is committed to ensuring transgender and gender non-conforming people are able to live and thrive. Thank you again all so much for your amazing generosity over this weekend, and just thank you all as well to our amazing runners and couch who've just been out here rocking it with all this wonderful Spyro at the start.
All right, we have one brand new level left before we're not going to fight the sources immediately after the brand new level because we have a fun little, we have a few eggs that we still need to collect, and this is where the concept of guidebooking really comes into handy, which is allows us to get to any point, any level that we've already reached instantly. Ooh, that was too close for comfort, that one. But yeah, Desert Ruins, this is actually going to be one of the few levels in this game where we're actually going to do 2 trips on. The first one, we're going to get 4 out of the 5 eggs that we are intending to collect. However, we're leaving the last one for the very end. It's going to be egg number 99. And there's a specific reason why we tailor the route that way, because this is the closest level to the final boss. In the entire homeworld. So we want to make sure that we are able to get to this level and just very quickly exit out. And also saves time actually going for the level twice as opposed to kind of doing everything once, basically. And there's one little, this little Sheila section. Last time we were actually going to see her. There's nothing big about this section, although there is one very minor proxy where we can just have Sheila fly super duper high once we collect the first egg of the two here, see if I can actually get it. Ah, unfortunate. It would have saved us just a tiny bit of time, but it's not the end of the world. I'm missing it. It's just a fun little thing because Sheila just literally flies so high up, you actually don't even see her on the screen, but you can still actually control her as she's falling down, which is a really funny little quirk. That this is the only point in the game where you can actually see something like that. And what I tell you, I have not been trying to collect gens, and we are at almost 430.
Yeah.
All right. And now we're basically almost done. We're gonna go back to Molten Crater, which was, if you can remember, the third level of the entire run, only because one thing that we haven't really talked a whole lot about is that every level in the homeworld has every hub world has a level. Oh no, really? There we go. You kind of just saw that NPC do the electric slide. That is a very bizarre glitch where I won't be able to interact with him, and I need to interact with him in order to trigger the second of these two deep eggs that we're about to approach right now. But as I was saying, every hub world has a level where there is where you can't actually complete it on the first go because you have to actually rescue an animal companion that's found in a future homeworld, and that's what we're doing right now with Sergeant Bird. Once we get out of here, hello Kermit with 2 T's. I don't know why it's spelled that way, but yeah, here's Sergeant Bird. Here comes this very, very important, difficult 98th egg. Here we go. We're done. Let's get out of here. Back to Desert Ruins, and we're gonna do a fun little quirk. This is our second trip to Desert Ruins. We were just here a second ago, and perfect cover, flawless. Go here, and here comes not Lara Croft, Tara, or Tara, however you want to pronounce it. And just like that, we're done with the rerouting, not the rerouting, but the cleanup, and going back to some of these levels. There's one more egg, and it's for casual players. It's a little bit of a out of the way and very hidden. If you go over here, boom. Just like that. We got 100 eggs. We're at full health. We're now going to deal with the sorceress. If anybody wants to kind of explain how the phases work in the sorceress fight.
You want to do that, Shamey? I guess I'll do it. So, there are 3 phases to the sorceress fight. The first one is going to be, first of all, there's Agent 9, which we haven't seen. He's a little monkey guy. He's the last animal friend we didn't see. He's going to be shooting down these balloons out of the sky that have, like, vehicles and stuff for us. So Toro's gonna wait a few seconds for the first one to drop. It's gonna take a second, and then it'll be a cannon, which is gonna be like a stationary cannon that he has to shoot the sorceress with. And then after getting 2 hits with that, we're gonna go into the tank, which is like kind of like the tank we saw for the minigame a couple levels ago, but a little bit smaller. And you can get 3 hits with that, and then the final stage will be UFOs, which you have to fly a UFO around and shoot her, which is really hard. The UFO control is really finicky. And there is a way to do like really fast hits, but I don't think Toro will be going for it.
No, it's very, very risky, and if you don't have like
so much,
and if you don't have like precise control over it, it's extremely easy to get hit, and you lose a lot of time by getting hit. By the way, that's an excellent first phase, if I do say so myself. Getting a couple of snipes there. There we go. Not a bad phase too. All right, so this is all right, we've now triggered the final phase, so we're just gonna wait for the UFOs. It's after she's done throwing this second one that we're gonna hop in. I'm gonna take a little bit safe. Oh yeah. There we go. All right, time's going to come up hopefully very soon. I'll say when it's on the final hit. And time. There we go.
GG!
And I lied. There are actually 101 eggs that we're actually going to rescue. Say hi to George.
Hi, George.
Hi, George.
So, yep. And, ooh, cliffhanger. Unfortunately, we're not gonna know the end of it. But yeah.
If we get $1 million by the end of the marathon, Tora will do a 117 run.
Oh, you know what? I will gladly do a 117 run. Listen, if we raise $1 million, I will do anything anyone wants me to do in a speed run. Anything.
I mean, just to let you all know, we did hit over $400 just at the end of this run. So thank you very much to Alk for that $25 donation that got us over that goal. Also got us within $50 of that Borderlands 2 glitch exhibition. So thank you all again for just really, you know, helping to bring like so much good energy to our little opening Spyro block. Turnite, where can the fine folks find you if they would like more Spyro?
Well, you can find me on Twitch at same name Turnite, where I am actually in the middle of something the Spyro community has dubbed the 10K challenge, where you do 100 runs of a certain category. So say if you're playing Spyro 2, that's 100 runs of 100%, and in Spyro 3, 100 eggs, which is essentially what Reignited 3 is. So I'm basically been doing that, but I also do stuff like Pokemon, the TCG games, Mario Golf, do quite a fair number of other games. Ghostland Yard, another game that I picked up recently, and I also, and for anyone that's wondering, want to see my old PBs, obviously because of the mass Twitch exodus of February 2025, on YouTube, you can find every single PB that I've had. YouTube name, I think I changed it recently to Tornite's PB repository, or something like that, to kind of see for anyone that wants to see all of my past PBs.
Wonderful. And Charming Cat, do you want to just let folks know one more time where they can find y'all?
Yeah, the main place you can find me is Twitch, twitch.tv/toastedcat with a K for cat. And I'm pretty sure Chamie's having an issue, like a tech issue, not being able to talk. So you can find her at twitch.tv/Chamie with 4 Ys.
But yeah,
Wonderful. Well,
if you don't mind, we're actually gonna do a bit of a revenge arc. After you beat the sorceress, you can beat up money bags and get every single gem that you've gotten. All 2,300 gems that we've gotten, that we have to pay money bags throughout the run. Sweet, sweet revenge on him. So that's a fun little thing for anyone who wants to play this game, or they've picked up or already have this game and actually don't know about it. You can do that, and boom. It's just really funny. You have a really funny little moment where you can just beat up money bag. But yeah.
fantastic.
Oh no, a fun little thing. This actually unlocks every single money bags check or lock gate or whatever you want to call it that you still hadn't done throughout the game. It automatically does that, and you get a free egg. His name is Al. That's the last thing I wanted to show. But I always like to show it off, just kind of sweet, have revenge on the bear that keeps stealing our gems.
A wonderful thing to show off at the end. So, chat, we are going to be going back over to our setup for our next game, which is Kirby and the Forgotten Land by Mr. Shasta. That's going to be an all Treasure Roads run. It's going to be really, really fabulous. This is also my sign off here on the mic. So I've been your host, Scala Kitty, and you can find me at twitch.tv/Scala Kitty. And yeah, it's been really wonderful time with all of y'all. But I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of OG Happy Dude for your next few runs. So everyone, stay tuned and stick around for more of Speed4 TLC.